But
There's the red button. There's no red button here. There's no red button.
where do you want to go, Kate? Okay, you want to stay in the channel?
Yeah, I feel like this is a good place. You see the ferry? Throw some ashes, anybody?
Clear the point. Oh my gosh! Did you get this on video?
We're flying.
We got it.
Holy moly! Holy balance!
Awesome. So the lesson is just eliminate 3 and 4. Just give me up. And dog parent have to be married.
Yes.
That was like the best way to run I've done all year. So it's really better.
Thank you.
2025. But that was beautiful.
John, do you know the Elizabeth memory of rowing?
Oh, a ton of them. Hold on a sec. So I brought something that Elizabeth wrote to me, a 3-page story of why she couldn't understand what I was trying to get across, and she couldn't tell me so she could write it.
And you saved it all these years?
I've saved it all these years because she basically ripped me a new asshole.
She gently did it.
She gently did it, and she was so sweet about it. I was like, oh my God, this is the best letter I ever got.
Enjoying it.
Yeah, I just love this. So I'm going to read it to you guys. John, or dear John, or dear John. I seem to have a problem telling you what's going on for me regarding my rowing, your coaching, what I want or don't want, etc. So I decided to write it. In 3 weeks following San Diego Regatta, I've been debating whether or not I want to continue rowing. I felt quite sure the Monday after the Crew Classic that I did not want to go through any of the same drama I experienced in the month before the race. Right now I'm trying to figure out how important being a part of the team is to me and what's going on to make rowing at Marin all right. But I should back up a bit because this little story starts with me struggling since January with the approach you have taken in getting me to row the way you want me to row. Bottom line is I like you and I think you have an excellent eye for technique, but I think piss off the athlete coaching in your face harassment is not working for me. So that was her. Yeah, I guess apparently that was her take on my coaching. So also I notice I get into a very negative mode when someone tells me what not to do before I start doing anything. Okay. My guess, because I've been in boats, you have tried to motivate by saying things like, remember how you were the day when Kevin Strange was going crazy on the dock? Or what a pathetic piece, or looks like Elizabeth's just going along for the ride today, or you'd be lucky to beat the novice girls rowing like that, is that you are a person who responds well to such language and that you do not get motivated by anger. So I've been keeping my mouth shut and trying to be open-minded. So back in the day, and Kate can remember this, and Duncan can remember this, I was trying everything to find a way to motivate everybody. And I talked to Sandy at length about it, actually, because I wasn't sure how to motivate master women. Okay, and I got educated quite a bit by Kathy DeFemery, who was awesome. Because I just came from coaching college men, so I was throwing all this stuff out there. And Elizabeth was very sensitive about my approach to being aggressive. So, because Sandy and I were the same. She we talked about when we had erg, we would scream and yell obscenities at ourselves to do better, and we laughed about it. So I was trying everything, and to of course, you guys know it wasn't really personal or emotional. I was just trying to find a way to get you guys to go, right? And some of you responded, but Elizabeth didn't. And so she wrote me this long letter, and which was very educational for me, because that forced me to look outside of those means to find a way to make you guys better, which did happen. So it was awesome. And so I read through this letter. I'll get to the end here. There's one last thing. My goals have changed. Assuming I can hang in there, here's the new order for why I row. Personal challenge, mastering a tough sport. Camaraderie, like the teamwork involved in the sport. Staying fit, say no to fat cheeks. Competition, love trips but don't need any more medals. Got a lot of satisfaction from a good practice, don't need to be seen as the best. That's the one, this is why I kept this. Thanks for reading. If you think this is unfair or untrue, please let me know. If anything's cool, if everything's cool, you just want to see how it goes, great, I'm in. Elizabeth. Good. So, and we talked about it afterwards, and I remember that conversation. And I told her exactly what I was telling you. I'm reaching for things to find out if you guys can be better than you are. That's all. And I'm going from my approach as a guy, which in coaching college men, to a master women level. And you have to help me. You have to help me. And she did. It was one of the reasons I kept this, was made me a better coach. And yeah. So she helped me become a better coach, but I'll always remember. And it paid off dividends a lot for you guys as well as for everybody else I've worked with. So I was very, obviously I didn't take anything personal. It was always about how to be better. And that was the same thing I was trying to tell her. How can we be better? I didn't know when she came on board, because she's very secretive about her personal life, that she swam the English Channel, that she, was a super athlete in college. She didn't reveal any of that stuff. All I knew was that she was a firefighter and this badass athlete, But she was, she's also very emotional. So she would have down days and high days. And I'm like, why are you having a down day? Like, look at this water. You always have a good day when you're in a boat rowing. That's how I looked at it. But no, she would have down days and up days. So that's why I wanted to know why those days were, why she's having a bad day. And because it's such a privilege to be out here and do exactly what you guys are doing right now. It's in this office that I have, I'm so blessed to do it, to work with you guys. So we had that conversation. It was one of the best conversations I've had as a coach ever. The other one was from Kathy DeFemery, who educated me on what I can't say. Because I remember making Judah Catino cry.
You made a lot of people cry.
I made a lot of people cry. And Kathy pulled me aside and told me, can't do this, can't do that. And I'm like, okay. And from there on, I figured it all out. But yeah, a lot of good conversations with Elizabeth. Just a beautiful athlete. Coming from a coach to athlete perspective, I'm like, I wish I had 100 of these people everywhere I go. So, and she was so involved personally or emotionally to everything she did. Yeah. It was. You could always tell. It was very, very important to her for whatever she was doing. She took everything was. She would involve herself in everything she did more than anybody else would do. She would just go out and do things just to do them. She did them with passion, and that's what I loved about her.
Climbing the Himalayas to riding horses. So the ferry's spinning.
Yes, go, towards it.
Shall we do our roses and head back? What do we think, team?
Yeah.
Well, you got about 10 minutes.
Are we releasing?
We got about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I think so, but let's hear.
Anybody else have any comments about Elizabeth? Yeah.
I do. I was trying to think of
for here. And I couldn't come up with any one thing, or like John, he had something very specific. But what I will say is that, like John mentioned, she made me be a better person. And
Yeah. Absolutely.
She was a very good teammate.
every time I think of her, I want to be a better person. And I will carry that with me the rest of my life. She would do these amazing things, and I would think, wow, she just decided she was going to do that, and she went and did it. She is without a doubt one of the most influential people I've had in my life, and she didn't even know that, and I wish I had told her that. So please, if you have people like this in your life, tell them how much they mean to you, because we didn't even see each other very often, but every time I did, I was just like, wow, she is like a diamond, and that's all I can say because I'm blubbering now. I'm just so grateful I ever knew her.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I remember when I first came to the team, and it was so scary to come into the team. And she was so nice. I mean, I just immediately took to her because she made it feel like it's okay, Lydia. Everything's gonna be okay. So, you're right. She's a unique human.
And super powerful too. I feel like when she started writing her stories, I was like, I think we need to title this book like Running Up to the Dragon's Mouth or something, or The Gate, you know? She just ran straight into the fire and took things on and learned and moved on to the next thing. So thank you for sharing her stories.
I would just like to say that she mentioned the rowing club at the end of her life and how much it meant to her. And she died as she lived, with clarity and peace and joy. Really, truly joy. The last thing she did is laugh.
I always remember her laughing. Laugh all the time. Yeah.
Here, Rose, down here.
Watch your oar, Kate.
Oh,
I think we should head back to the point, John. And Raul, do you think we're not supposed to be past the point in the ferry?
Yeah, go back.
We'll go back to the point.
Just the pylon. I think that. Yeah.
Seems that it would be better to have a note about the ferries than not to drive in mud.
Well, it's here, but once you turn 60, you can't read it.
That's irrelevant.
I'm like,
You just have to.
It only says
what's that say?
updated January 25.
I have to say though, we found our compromise, to put it, because I had to say, look, some of the girls respond really well to this, and some don't, and I need to find out what you respond to. Thanks for telling me what you respond to, and that's when I learned about multiple approaches to coaching to get one message across.
How long have you been coaching here?
30 here?
Yeah.
I don't coach here anymore.
Oh.
I coached down in Redwood City, but
Oh, okay.
I've coached at Stanford, and she really helped because I coached here before I went to Stanford, and her education of me
Was that before she was in the fire department or after?
after.
She was very new in the department. I remember her talking about the club here.
Yeah.
We came in together.
So yeah, that's then I did, because of all that, I learned over years to try to create 10 different ways to say the same thing.
Yeah.
And I actually gave a presentation to U.S. Rowing on that.
Oh, cool.
And that was all because of her.
That's cool.
Eliza was always motivated just by herself, right? This
Yeah.
is the wild thing, is that I don't think she ever wanted anyone else's voice.
Exactly. And you saw it in,
inside her.
I won enough medals, you know, all
Yeah.
that stuff. She just
You
experienced
should
what
see
she
them.
wanted.
They are flooding my house. I have a few 100 pounds of medals.
But after that conversation, it was awesome. It was awesome. We had fun with it too. Yeah.
Well, in the fire department, your approach is very common in the fire department. So
Yeah.
she interacted with that there too. So.
Right.
all
It wasn't like that all the
that
time.
had to be navigated. Yeah.
But I would go through a series of things and try to find something that worked, and then finally I'd find something that worked. Like Karen in the 5 seat, I would say, a novice girls row better than you, and then she would just start ranking, right? And it was all a joke, right? It wasn't serious, but she responded to it like that. Or I'd say we had a rower, Meredith May, who was an author, very sweet, quiet, silent type person, and when she got in the boat, I would say, "Is that all you got?" And she turned into the Incredible Hulk,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She loved to be challenged, right?
Yeah.
So everybody had their own.
Yeah.
And so it took a while to figure out Elizabeth didn't care about medals. It was her experience that mattered.
Yeah.
And so when we went out, it was okay. Now it's the experience. So I started talking about feeling and stretch, and water is great, things like that. How do you want to join in with all that stuff? And that's when she started really shining. And it was so neat to be able to have that.
That's cool.
She is so smart.
That is really cool.
I can't remember a time I've been with her, and this is 25, 26 years later. I don't remember a time where she wasn't smiling. Off the dock, on into the boat, even while we were doing pieces, back in the boathouse. Every time I remember Elizabeth, she was smiling. I don't know any other time I've seen her without it. So. I'm like, wow, she smiles.
She had a great sense of humor.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
For 9-hour training. Yeah, definitely. It was after 2000.
But I wonder why she kept her personal life so first. Like I didn't know anything about her past, like her athletic endeavors.
Yeah, she was very private.
She
She
was
was
very,
like that with
very
everyone.
private.
She was like that with
Yeah.
everyone,
Yeah.
not just you. Yeah.
When I was writing her obituary, she was alive. I found out things that I've known her since 1991. I found out things and she wouldn't let me put them in, but about being, the Olympic team for swimming
Yeah.
was after her, and she just didn't want to be pigeonholed.
Yeah, sure.
So, she
go that way?
didn't want it in there.
It was nice
Yeah.
to
So,
be on the
very private.
She was
wanted
very zen because she was basically what she was is what she was doing at the time. She never paid attention to her past.
I think she wanted her autonomy and to be in control of her own world, and so
Yeah.
she just resists. The less you knew, the less you could interfere with that.
Make her a tool.
Yeah, like she could just be herself.
Yeah.
The less anybody else knew. Like
Okay.
she had more control of her own life. I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's her story.
Yeah. She's
Okay.
amazing.
We're going to get a little further away from the prison to say goodbye. To set her free.
Did she ever swim Alcatraz?
Yeah.
She must have. She
Oh,
must have
God, yeah.
swam
Sure.
Alcatraz, right?
Oh,
I don't know
like
if she
around
did
and around.
officially.
Yeah.
I don't know if she did the official swim, but I
Right.
mean, she would do 9-hour swims in the
Yeah.
bay
Right.
in practice. Yeah.
Right.
And we
Getting
piloted
9
her
hours.
once. I piloted her once, going from like aquatic park to the bridge and back. Oh, didn't we swim?
We're down
Rob,
on
did we
ocean.
swim?
I did not swim. I was in a kayak, right?
John
And Kathy
Yeah.
did Cremery.
My
When they
husband.
went from
and Sarah.
across
to Sausalito.
Yeah.
With Sarah, but we watched, right, Rob?
Yes.
And we met them for breakfast.
Yes.
That's what I would do.
Maybe I was in a kayak. I don't remember, but yeah, it was impressive. I mean, then she went up through the gate
And she
down
probably
along-
made friends with whales while she
Yeah,
was
right.
So should we head back out or should we head across into like?
You pick a point.
Yeah, let's just go back out where we were before. That's such a nice spot. That's
It is,
where
yeah.
Terry went, and we'll go back out there. Good. Okay, ready? Nope. Did she know Terry? No.
Catch is fine. I'm a little worried about Karen's finish. Dawn's making a puddle now, Kate.
Okay, that's all.
We'll be able to download it.